Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. You made it. You're here. You found parking. You got yourself up. You're ready to rock and roll. Well, sit back, relax. We have a wonderful 3-hour program planned for you. Kidding. It's only an hour. Yeah, at least it's cool in here, right? Feel good? Everybody comfortable? Well, we're going to do what we do every Sunday, and that's read our vision mission statement that's up on the screen that says that we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Once again, I want to thank you for making this your spiritual destination this morning. And this place is a portal. You will walk out different than you walked in. So we're glad that you stumbled in this morning, and you shall float out. But we're just glad you're here, and blessings to you wherever you are on your spiritual pathway. You found yourself here this morning. We're going to have some announcements for you. I'm going to invite up Jamaica Wallace, who's a practitioner, board president, and she's going to give us some announcements. Jamaica, let's hear for Jamaica, yay.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Okay, well, we have some exciting news. Yay! Woohoo! Are you ready for it? We've been talking about it for a while. This new roof. We need a new roof, correct? We met with the contractor this morning and we have locked it in. It's a done deal. They will be starting on our new roof on the 23rd of this month. So, yay! Our cost is going to be about $20,300, and we are at about $14,000 right now. So we're going to be doing some fundraising and some things, just, so we're open to ideas. If anybody's got any brilliant, wonderful ideas for that, please let me know. But with that being said, our wonderful Ann Southcombe is going to be doing a slide presentation for us, Kinship with Animals, and a book signing. And this is going to be on Friday, July the 26th at 6:30 p.m. Join us for a slideshow presentation on Ann Southcombe's excellent book, Tales from Gorilla Girl, The Magic and Mystery of My Life with Animals. And this is going to be a fundraiser for our roof. So thank you, Ann, for that. And make sure you guys mark your calendars and join us on the 26th at 6:30. And then we have a dream catcher crafting class coming up on Sunday, August the 11th at 12:30 to 2:30. And Wendy Orsat will be facilitating this. It will be held over in the LEC next door, and the cost is $25. And I believe she has a sign-up sheet on the back counter, or if you have any questions, you can speak with her about that. And then she is also going to be facilitating on August the 18th from 12:45 to 2, a chakra balancing meditation with laying of stones. And again, that will be on August the 18th from 12:45 to 2. And there is more information about that on the back counter as well, and a sign-up sheet. And then we have a little sneak preview of a coming up class that Deborah Perdue will be facilitating. That's not until September, but it will begin on September the 12th at 3:30 to 5. So you can go ahead and make arrangements and mark your calendar now. And the book study that they will be studying is a class on Ladder to the Light. And then we have our metaphysical book study group continues to meet on Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45 next door in the LEC. And they're currently studying The Science of the Mind by Ernest Holmes, and I think they're about halfway through it. So you guys are making some good progress over there. That's impressive. And then we also have our meditation group that is directly after the book study, and that is a silence meditation from 9:50 to 10:05, and it's just a time to meditate together in the silence. So if you do find that you are entering after the 10:50, or I'm sorry, 9:50 mark, please come in quietly as to not disturb anybody else. And then our book of the week for this week, we have our bookstore here in the back, and we are featuring this week To Bless the Space Between Us by John O'Donohue. Our book of the week is 20% off, so if you're interested in getting that after service, you can see Roxanne in the bookstore there. Or Marie, thank you, or Marie in the bookstore. And just to let everybody know, anyone who ordered copies of Healing Words last week, it will be here next week. Is that right? Okay. If you have any questions about that, you can see Roxanne or Marie in the bookstore as well. And now I'm going to move on to our flowers. The flowers today are so beautiful. Thank you to Linda Althouse for bringing those. Do we have anybody that is here for the first time today? If you're here for the first time, please raise your hand for us. We have a little gift. Welcome and thank you for being here with us. Please be sure to stay after the service and join us for some snacks and some fellowship so we can get to know you a little better. And then, does anybody have a cell phone? If you do, please make sure that it's turned on silence just so it doesn't disturb anybody, or we can just turn that thing off for a little bit. And that is it for my announcements. So if you please stand and join me in singing We Are One.
Shall live in harmony.
Welcome again. I'm still Jamaica, and it is my honor to serve you as the podium practitioner today. Please join me in reading today's gratitude on the screen. How truly grateful I am to embrace imperfections as actually transformative. So what is a practitioner and what do we do? There is a gold sheet in the seat backs in front of you that explains what the practitioners do. And if you have a prayer request, please fill out one of the yellow forms that are in the seat back in front of you. Or you can fill one out on our website at grantspasscsl.org. Once you've had your demonstration, because we know you're going to, please fill out one of the blue cards so that we can celebrate in that demonstration with you. And then you can also turn those forms either into the back counter there or at the plate when it goes by, and we'll get those to the practitioners to pray over them for the week. And today our table practitioner is Deborah Perdue. And what that means is she is just back there holding the high watch for us, holding us in love and light, and is also able to help direct anybody if they are in need of prayer after the service. Let's read the prayer together that is on the screen. I know that everything in existence, including what I perceive as flaws, are divinely perfect. I lean into imperfection and open myself up to brand new possibilities. Okay, please remain seated and we will sing I Am Loved. Well, this week's talk title is Leaning into Imperfection. And so this week I came across an article that was in our Science of Mind magazine that I thought would be perfect to share with you all. The quote is from Karen Mazin Miller, and the title is Perfect Practice. What do you practice? Whatever you practice, you'll get good at. Some people become more fearful or cynical, some more arrogant or vain, some greedier, some needier, some more combative or closed-minded. That's what they practice. Perfect practice does not demand a perfect environment. We may be called to practice when the construction has just started outside. We may be called to practice when a small child demands our constant recognition. We may be called to practice when it feels a little too cold or too hot. Perfect practice is practicing anyway. This is not to say that environment is not important for your spiritual practice. To have a space we declare as sacred, to ensure as much quiet is available as possible, to ask our loved ones for help, each of these helps us create the proper environment for spiritual practice. Spiritual practice, prayer and meditation should call you in the morning, louder than the call of coffee or breakfast or the return to the pillow. When that is the case, you are the only environment you must have. Practice makes perfect, but consistent everyday practice doesn't need to be perfect to be enough. Karen Mazin Miller said of those who practice, they are strong and yet tender, steady yet yielding, powerful yet gentle. You will recognize them because they resemble the earth you can touch and the sky you cannot contain. It's not that they are superhuman. They are more completely human than most of us ever allow ourselves to be. Perfect practice, perfect imperfect practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes imperfect. Just practice. That is enough. So I invite you now to just take a few moments in the silence and lean into your practice. And I will call you back with an invocation. And in this place of oneness, I speak a word of blessing over this service today, knowing it is a perfect demonstration of Spirit wishing to express in unique, beautiful ways. And I know this time together is a blessing for all, and it fills my heart with great joy and love and gratitude. And I release that directly into the universal law, knowing it is done. And we can affirm it together by saying, and now we will have some special music by Dave, followed by Reverend Steve's talk.
Let's be what we're meant to be. Isn't this our destiny? Let's get started now today. Upward on our way. Let's be who we really are. Seek and find our inner star. Let's go forward in the light. Faces shining bright. You know, folks, back in the 60s, everybody was saying, it's the summer of love, yeah. And then in the 70s, everybody would say, be yourself, yeah. Well, after going through last month of all the color and everybody marching up and down the street, I think I have something else. Love yourself. Ha ha. Not a good one. Well, I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful. I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Let me sing that again. I love myself the way I am. Nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful. I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside can only come deep inside. I know of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way just the way you are. Oh, Scooby Dooby Doo.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Dave. Let's hear for Dave once again. And I want to thank Dave for filling in musically while we had several of our other musicians take vacations this summer. What are they thinking? But it gave us the opportunity to have Dave more often, and we so appreciate him being able to fill in. So thank you, Dave, for staying in town and painting your house so we could have you here. Well, welcome. And our talk this month is Practice Makes Imperfect. And today's title is Leaning into Perfection. I want to have a little talk about leaning into perfection. To imperfection. I am perfection. Leaning into imperfection. And some of you may know that last week I took my RV down to Turtle Rock, Gold Beach. They have these wonderful RV sites that have jacuzzis, personal jacuzzis in the RV sites. Yeah, that's glamping, right? I mean, I was there for half an hour. It was about sunset was about to happen, and I decided I would go in my little jacuzzi just before sundown. And I went to take the lid off the jacuzzi, and it was too heavy for me, and I fell. I leaned right into imperfection, and I rolled my ankle and caught the edge of the jacuzzi right there, right? You know, that soft spot, your inner core. And half hour later, I was in the ER all evening with x-rays and injecting dyes into me so they could see if I had any internal injuries. And talk about leaning into imperfection. I leaned right in, and it wasn't the vacation I had envisioned. But I got to meet this guy in the ER who is a big Randy Rhoads fan. And my teacher, bass teacher, was Randy Rhoads. I have the tattoo. He has a matching tattoo. I was like, what are the chances of me meeting some guy with a tattoo of Randy Rhoads on his arm? And so I would have never had that encounter had I not leaned into my imperfectness. But so I'm going to try it again this afternoon. I'm leaving for Asilomar right after this service. I'm driving for 8 hours to get to Pacific Grove to spend 5 days at a spiritual retreat. I'm looking very much forward to that. There's no jacuzzis involved. And so I am going to lay down for 5 days. Although I am giving a labyrinth walk workshop, so we'll see how that goes. As we continue our journey through a grand rising, that's our theme of the year. This month brings our focus and our beliefs to perfectionism, or I am perfectism. Today we delve deeper into that concept of embracing being imperfect. I am perfect just the way I am and just the way that I am not. This includes our flaws, our perceived beliefs about ourselves. But by leaning in, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. And that's why we're here. We are here to find those places where we feel that we haven't grown enough, because that's our growing edge. If we shy away from those places, we'll never know why we came here. We'll just kind of skirt through, and then we get to recreate it in another experience, if you believe in that sort of thing. So in this way, embracing imperfection allows us to cultivate self-acceptance and awareness. And boy, did I become aware of my body and how heavy jacuzzi tops can be, and stepping into water. I tried to walk on that water. It did not support me. I have some more prayer work to do, apparently. Everything in existence, including our flaws, are divinely ordained. They are part of what makes us who we are. You wouldn't be you without your challenges. But if we can see them as opportunities for growth rather than challenges, we are on our way to a whole different experience of life. From the perspective of oneness, we understand that everything is divine. There is not a spot where God is not. So, even in your imperfection, when something comes up and you go, oh, there's that imperfect part of me, what if we said, what if we said that's the part of me that is perfect? That I get to explore that. Instead of running away from it, we go, okay, let's see how imperfect this can get, and let's grow some knowledge in that. And really, it's about discovering who we are. A relationship is not a new person to be met. It's a new level within yourself to be discovered. There's no out there. There's nobody out there. It's all you. So rediscovering yourself means learning who you are. We run, don't we? We run from who we are. Well, I do. I have in the past. Because I didn't want to know. Because there were places that I was definitely not showing up as wholly as I could. So understanding wholeness, we realize that the oneness is made up of little pieces of ourselves. Little imperfect puzzle pieces that don't quite fit in with everybody else's. But maybe we're not supposed to. What we perceive as our imperfections are not our shortcomings, but essential aspects of our divine being. They enrich the mosaic of life. Oh, the mosaic. Those places that don't fit together, that we just let them land together and then admire the beauty of them not fitting together. And in the vast scheme of things, we see the beauty in all of our differences. And that's where a whole new energy can be born within yourself by being okay with your imperfection. Can you be okay in the mystery? The concept of our connectivity reminds us that we are not separate from the universe, but intimately connected with each other. We are a divine demonstration for someone else. You may do some little thing that you see as little, that's a huge thing for somebody else. But if we didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. And embracing our imperfection allows us to honor that interconnectedness and recognize that our flaws are part of the grand symphony of creation. That's right. Your challenges, your missing the mark in certain places, are being done as only you can do it, my friend. You are divinely ordained to be imperfect. That is part of your perfection. And when we can embrace that and go, oh, that's that place. I grew up with a condition that was undiagnosed for many years at the time because they didn't know what it was, but it was what we now call dyslexia, where I would read a word one way and I would say it backwards. And they put me in all sorts of remedial classes, SRA stuff, to try to figure me out. And what I realized is that my perspective of words and meaning was totally different than everybody else's. And I've touched on this before, but when someone said to me, that's great peace of mind, my mind said, well, how many pieces of mind are there? And is there enough for everyone to have a piece of the mind? Because it's pretty small if everybody gets peace. And then I realized that they were talking about peace be with you of mind, that feeling of peacefulness. And all of a sudden I went, oh, that aha quantum like leap when you figure something out. Like, that's how my mind works though. Fine tooth comb. You may know what that means, but in my mind, I see a comb for your teeth. Okay? So it's just different perspective, a fine or great one, tooth comb. I'm like, whoa, no, it's a comb that has teeth that are close together. So you see how I see the world as flawed. and if you build your world on a false premise and you believe a certain way that isn't the truth, and you live your life that way, all of a sudden when the truth comes to you and says, yeah, that's not a comb for your teeth, you go, oh, quantum shift. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I get that. Like, how long have I thought that was a comb for your teeth? Back to my talk. So let's delve into our transformative power of being imperfect. Let's shift our perception from it being a challenge to it being an asset. It's part of our makeup. So let's make it the best that it can be for ourselves. If we can see our so-called imperfections as part of our makeup and with that we were designed that way, and lean into it with balance and foresight, we experience a whole different experience of life. As we explore these profound possibilities that arise when we recognize that everything in existence, including what we perceive as our flaws, are divinely ordained and perfect, we embrace the real world. By leaning into our imperfection, we open ourselves up to a world that works for everyone, in that someone else's experience, as imperfect as you see it, is your opinion of it. They may be not affected by it at all, but you're affected by it. Let's say a screaming child in a restaurant. How often do we go, get that kid out of here? They know I'm trying to eat. The kid's doing the best they can at the time. And if you're that parent, you're saying the same thing, hey, I'm going to take you outside. But if we can see it differently as, what the kid is expressing, it's wanting something, or wanting something to stop or start or something, and be okay with that, we can be okay with it. And you can only be in those shoes if you've had kids and been in that situation and gone, I'm doing the best I can, everyone. I'm getting them to the car as quickly as I can. But see, it's a perspective. And we have that perspective shift, we see things differently. So let's understand our oneness. Let's embrace our diversity and our uniqueness through this lens of us being all one, oneness, wholeness. We understand the divinity that encompasses our entire spectrum of existence and does not imply sameness or uniformity, but uniqueness. You are unique. You are different than everybody else. Aren't you cool? But you know what's the same about all of us? What's inside. There's only one of us here. It is the energy of source expressing as the countless life forms that sit in your seat. So let's emphasize this importance of embracing imperfection as an acknowledgement of our diverse expressions within this tapestry of life. Each one of us, with our own unique imperfections, contributes to the wholeness and to this tapestry that we make up of life itself. And if you don't play, a piece is missing. So you need to play. Don't just be on the sidelines. You need to be in the game. And what does that mean? It means getting yourself out of your own head and dance. And I don't figuratively mean dancing per se, but how many times have we been at a dance and we didn't dance? Because we thought that we'd do it wrong, or the right people weren't there, or I have two left feet. Just get up there and do your moves, man. Just get up there and just getting up there is half the battle. Once you're up there, nobody's looking at you. They're too worried about themselves looking funny to worry about what you're doing, unless you're like really off the chart. And then everybody's like, wow, that's the new dance move. Look at them. Nobody knows. And if they are judging you, that's on them. Let it be theirs. So, life is a mosaic, and we need you as who and what you are to fit in perfectly in your imperfection. And in exploring these concepts of wholeness, we are invited to embrace our imperfection as an essential aspect of our being. Don't run from it. Next time that you make a mess, take a picture of it. Take a picture and just go, you know what? Nobody does it like I do. This is look at that. Look at that. That's a good mess. I don't know how, when I drop something in the kitchen, that pieces of the broken pottery or whatever land inside shelves under dishes. I don't know how, cleaning something up months later, I find pieces of that broken plate. I'm like, wow, you're pretty good. You really did. You really messed that up, didn't you? You're still finding pieces of that. But that's the beauty of life. That is the perfection of your ability to manifest in this world of form. Imperfections are not shortcomings, but rather valuable components that add to the depth and the meaning of our life as that mosaic, as that tapestry. You are you because the divine needed you to be you as only you can be. So be it. Don't run from it. Don't shy away. Oh me, I couldn't possibly. Yes, you could possibly. Jump in with both feet in the deep end and dog paddle like nobody's looking. By celebrating the variety and the breadth of our human spiritual experience, we begin to develop a greater appreciation for the I'm going to perfectly say this. Okay, I'm going to go on. To the complexities of our existence. See how I just jumped over? Through this lens of imperfection, the threads of our imperfection are woven together and we fit perfectly together. Don't we? Don't we? We're finding that. We all believe something different. There are as many religions as there are people in the world. Because everybody has their own belief. We all believe a little bit differently. But that's good. That's what keeps us thinking differently. If we all thought the same, we would have shuffled off this coil a long time ago because there'd be nothing new to do. So it is through this lens of the imperfections that we weave the imperfection of us all together as one tapestry. And that is the beauty of self-discovery. There are places you have found within yourself that you are imperfect that are yet to be discovered. How great is that? I know. Take on some new, try to learn a foreign language or a musical instrument and see what you don't know. How fun is that? We shy away from those things, don't we? What if you were to actually deliberately impose that upon yourself to expand your mind? Huh? It'd be kind of cool. Just throwing it out there. So in conclusion, by embracing our imperfection in these ways, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. You are transforming right here and right now. Have you noticed a shift? Have you guys noticed an energy shift happening in the last, 90 days, year or so? Nobody? Just me? Well, there's a shift going on. Are you 5D yet? Did you make the jump? Are you 5G or 5D? Well, there's a shift going on and we're being pulled. I mean, it's almost an itchy sensation in my being sometimes, like I'm being called forward. And I don't want to go all the time. I don't want to go. Stuck in my ways. But I know that if I don't transform, I'm gonna get what I always got. And what I always got me here, but I want to go further. Don't you want to go further? Don't you want to transform by the renewing of your mind? Well, then renew your mind. It is through this exploration that we uncover new neural pathways of self-discovery, of authenticity, and greater sense of belonging. So, why are you here? I mean, not why you came here this morning. I know you came here for the food and the coolness of me and the room. But why did you manifest into this plane of existence this time around, if you believe in that sort of thing? Well, it wasn't to play small. It wasn't to sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else dance. It was for you to get in and dance your moves. That's why you're here. To observe everybody else's dance with love and go, look at them go. I'm going to try that one next time I get up and dance. It is through this exploration that we uncover our new self-acceptance and a greater sense of belonging in the vast human spiritual experience of life. So it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Fido. So it's time for us to follow our teaching and go within. So I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or take a soft focus on the beautiful flowers. But let's bring to the forefront of our consciousness what you believe created you. And you can call it whatever you want. That's your business. But I think we can agree that there is a power that is guiding the stars, a power that is causing the sun to shine, a power that is breathing your body right now. It is beating your heart and digesting your food and allowing you to think freely, openly, effortlessly. And as we bring to mind what we're working with right now, be it finances or health or relationship or creative self-expression, or whatever it is for you, if you can imagine it as in the process, no, not just in the process, but it is healed. It has brought to you exactly the information you needed for your ultimate next growth experience. And something powerfully wonderful is happening because of your situation. It is perfect. Although it may not appear in the perfection that you may want it right now, if we can agree that it is perfect as it is right now, we are part of the solution. And as we become part of the solution, we attract more positive energy into the health, healing, and revealing of truth in every situation. I may not know what you're working with right now, but I know God does. Source energy knows exactly what you're dealing with. And as we move our attention to Source, off of the challenge, Source automatically heals and reveals the truth that you are to know because of the situation. It is healed. It is over. It is complete. How good it is to bask in that awareness of Source, of completion, and of love and divine right action. So we let go. In gratitude, we are so thankful. Our hearts overflow with the gratuity of the universe that we are thriving in this thing called life in a way that brings healing to not just our individual lives, but collectively the wholeness of the planet. And everybody else that's hanging around is experiencing a healing. So we accept this healing right now. Thank you. Thank you, divine, loving energy of life. And I let go. I release this into the living, loving law of mind, where it returns to us resplendent and overflowing with blessing as a divine idea, divine God. For we are perfectly imperfect, as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Tapatu. So it is. So it's time for our offertory. So I invite you to take your gift and put it on your heart, or your hand on your heart, if that's what you're giving today. And let's recite our prosperity affirmation together, which says, feeling the absolute abundance of life, I know I'm prospered beyond measure, and I give back generously to this center, which gives me much to me. So it is. Dave? Time to say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in this world by blessing the giver and the receiver, and allow this, the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available for those who are choosing to remember who they are, and for those who may not know it yet. And for that, this entire community thrives with love, spiritual healing, and divine right action, as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Well, it's time for our final song. If you'd like to stand up so we can sing, let's sing our song together. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right where I am. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am.